Hi everyone, and welcome to our continuing learning of Mishnah of Shabbat. We're up to the beginning of chapter 5, and we're dealing with the issue of what can one take one's animal out with on Shabbat. So we know that you can't carry, it's forbidden to carry a burden on an animal, either in the public domain, the Reshut Rabim, or from one domain to another, different types of domains, transferring in between them. So we have to determine what is a burden, what is necessary for an animal, what is a tire for that animal, perhaps that's necessary, or what is something that's necessary to control the animal. So the general rules are that it has to be something that is neither insufficient to control the animal or excessive to control the animal. Those would be both considered a burden. But if it's something that is the necessary thing to control an animal, that is allowed. If it's something that's a tire for the animal, that is allowed, or necessary for the animal in some other way, as we'll see. So let's look at these first two Mishnayot of chapter 5. Bamei vehema yotzah, uvama ena yotzah. What may an animal go out with, and with what may it not go out? Yotzei hagamal ba'afsar, v'naka v'chatam, v'luvdekis, beef rumbeya, v'sus b'sher, v'chol ba'alei asher yotzim b'sher, v'nimshachim b'sher, u'mazin aleihem v'tovlin b'nkoman. Okay, so we said a camel can go out with it's the rope that is in its mouth that's used to control it, and an Arabian camel, so a type of camel that is a little bit stronger, faster, that needs something a little bit more, a little stronger to control it, can go out with this nose ring. A certain species of donkey, we're dealing with the, what's the name here? So Hagamal, and then we have the Nakav, Luvdekis, so there's a certain species of donkey, the Luvdekis, can go out with its the harness that goes around all of its head, so it's a little bit stronger, more difficult animal, so that's what's necessary to control it. And then it says, Visus Bisher, a horse can go out with its neck chain, a chain around its neck and a rope attached to that. V'chol ba'alei asher yotzim b'sher, and any animal that wear a neck chain are able to go out with this neck chain and can be pulled by the neck chain. So that, because that's for the horse and for many other animals, that's the necessary implement for being able to control them. It's neither insufficient nor excessive. It's the right thing, so therefore it's permitted and it's not considered a burden on the animal. Umazin aleihem v'tovlin bimkoman. And we may sprinkle upon them and immerse them in their place. So now we're talking about something different, but we're talking about these utensils. We're talking about the human utensils that are of benefit, that are of use for humans, that when they become ritually impure from contact with a dead corpse, need to be purified in a specific ritual manner with the sprinkling and immersion. So we're first saying here that these implements, even though they are on the animal, they are human tools, so they are in that category of things that would need to be purified. And we're also saying that they could be purified in their place, meaning while still on the animal. So they're loose enough so that if you were to immerse the animal with this neck chain, it's still touching the water sufficiently and can be purified while still on the animal. Okay, number 2. Chamor yotzei v'marda'at bizman shehi kshura lo. A donkey can go out with a saddle cloth when it is tied to it. So this is for the benefit of the donkey. This is something that keeps it warm and comfortable. So if it's tied on it before Shabbat and it's clearly meant for the benefit of the donkey, then it's not considered a burden and it's permissible. Zicharin yotzim levuvin. So now we're dealing with rams. And they can go out with levuvin, which we give 2 different interpretations of what this is. It's either something that covers their genitals to not have the rams and the ewes maybe for while on wherever you're going, not wanting them to mate, or it's something that's actually to protect it from wild animals, something that covers its chest so that its heart, which sounds like levuvin, sounds like heart, so maybe it has to do with that. Isn't exposed to wild animals and if the herd is attacked. Rechelot yotzot shechuzot kevulot uchvunot. Ewes can go out exposed, tied, or covered up. So what does this mean? expose or tied has to do with where their tail is positioned, whether you're trying to encourage mating between the rams and the ewes or not, whether you're trying to prevent it. So it's something that's necessary for the animal, or covered, meaning whether you're some article of clothing that covers its wool and keeps it clean, which is an article of clothing, even though it is providing a benefit to people that the wool is being kept in good condition. It's still an article of clothing for the animal, not necessarily a burden. Rabbi Yossi oser bechulan chutz min harechelin hakavunot. So Rabbi Yossi forbids all of this. Rabbi Yossi is concerned that he does think that many of these things would be considered a burden, that it wouldn't just be something necessary for the animal, that it would be constitute a burden, and that's an issue. Aside from, there's one thing that he's okay with, which is the ewes covered up. So he thinks that whatever is put on the ewes that does keep their wool clean is just considered an article of attire. It's not considered in any way a burden. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Hayizim yotzot tzerurot leyabesh, aval lo lechalav. Rabbi Yehuda says the she-goats may go out with their udders tied to dry up, so meaning so that the animal no longer lactates and then will be able to mate and reproduce again soon, but not for the sake of for the milk, meaning to prevent the milk from going out. So there's a difference here in how tightly you would tie. Presumably, if you're tying it for the sake of the udders drying up, that would be much tighter. There's no risk of it falling off and then being carried. We are concerned, though, if it's for the sake of saving the milk so that it's not wasted, then maybe that's looser or something. It's going to become undone. Someone's going to carry it, or some other kind of Shabbat problem can happen from this. So Rabbi Yehuda makes a distinction here. As opposed to the Tanakama, the initial voice of the Mishnah, which says that this would be fine. So Rabbi Yehuda is the lone dissenting opinion, even making a distinction, because we already said that for she-goats it would be fine to be tied. Okay, so that's the end of that second Mishnah, and we will continue learning Chapter 5 next week. Okay, wishing everyone a great week, and all the best. Bye.